Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Hello Open Metaverse segment, brought to you by Animoca Brands. Today we're featuring Tal Navarro. Tal is a serial entrepreneur, advisor, speaker, and investor, and one of the leading marketing and Web3 experts in the world. She is the founder and CEO of sociallady.com and founder of the nonprofit winweb3.io. Today, she joins me to chat women's Web3 revolution, female empowerment, demystifying stigmas, and how the blockchain can help solve real world issues. Now, Web3 is still disproportionately dominated by males. So, women like Tal and myself are finding ways to support one another to make more equitable spaces for all. Now, where the previous tech space was defined by the tech bro culture, Web3 gives the opportunity to rebuild the digital world with diversity, equality, and inclusion. The new internet phenomenon has redesigned the World Wide Web into a democratic space, giving back control and ownership of data to the people from its decentralized properties. With the potential to eradicate systemic bias, a new wealth of opportunities surfaces for women in the new era of the internet. And here to break it all down for us is the amazing Tal Navarro. Welcome to the show, Stunner.
Hey girl, so good to be here. So good to be here.
Thank you so
Good
much for coming
morning.
on. I know you're very busy. So let's jump right into this. Blockchain and cryptocurrency started as a new decentralized and inclusive way of financing, yet women, Tal, are underrepresented. There's a lack of support for female crypto funders and fewer opportunities for women looking to pursue a career in the industry. Now, I know that you strive to promote a more women led environment by empowering more women to become Web3 founders and builders, thereby creating more opportunities for women in tech. How can we use Web3 to break gender biases and create a more equal world?
Web3 has created a lot of opportunities for a lot of people, and especially for women. I think that on the Web2 or in real life, we bumped too many times into so many male dominated areas and so many exclusivity places where women are not as much as supported as they should be. In Web3, you can do whatever you want. You have a freedom of speech. You can be whoever you want. No one looks at your gender. No one looks at your religious, your color, your language. It doesn't really matter. It's all about the art and it's all about what you are creating. Now, I think the more we're looking at the Web3 and we're diving into it, we can realize how many opportunities actually are there for inclusivity and opportunities for women. Because at the end of the day, a woman in different countries that I'm working with a lot of women from different countries, and I see a lot of women who are being kind of suppressed and not able to show their art in many places, or not able to create art or to finance themselves. And the blockchain and the Web3 enables them to actually have financial resources through the digital economy, which was not here before. And it is very, very exciting and very mind blowing for me. So I am trying with what I do. I work with a lot of women on different aspects, also through the marketing and also through my nonprofit, through our agency. And also personally, I am volunteering in a lot of nonprofits and in a lot of organizations that supporting women. I've been doing it for decades. Um,
I
just to
love it.
really yeah, just to really bring women to the front and give them a voice, give them a face, give them a place to sit next to the table where usually they're not being seated. And
Now,
Web3 opens up these opportunities where they can, in real life they are not able to do it. Now on the blockchain they are.
well said. I totally echo what you're saying because I see a culture change coming, and Web3 offers, to your point, a huge opportunity to rewrite the rules. Web3 is an idea for a new version of the internet, really powered by blockchain, giving way more control over back to the people in web communities. And the industry needs more community building and collaboration because collaboration is essential for crypto and for Web3 and for the metaverse to keep growing. Now,
100%.
now, while the overall tech sector has repeatedly come under fire for its lack of gender diversity, the blockchain industry is trying to break out of that mold. And it might be too early to claim that equitable gender distribution has come to blockchain. just yet, but there is a lot of work to be done. Now, CEOs of the largest metaverse platforms are mostly men, Tal, but with STEM becoming more accessible to females at a young age, the daunting landscape of the tech industry will hopefully change to become a more inclusive and inviting space. Now, you are a pioneer in the space. What steps have you taken at Social Lady to ensure inclusion in education? And talk to me about your project helping women.
So, since forever, I've been working with diverse of human being. I wanted to have people from different places in the world, different languages, because every place in the world brings a different point of view, brings a different perspective. And especially, I've been working with women for so many years on Social Lady. My team is built of women. We do have men as well because we don't want to be only women led, but as I said, I want to have a lot of perspectives and a lot of diversity in the company. But what we did is we basically shifted the whole Social Lady. We have into Web3. We do have a component for Web2 still. We are running. What we do, we basically help businesses to thrive through the social media and the digital assets and digital arena area. But we also work with Web3. We work with projects. We work with companies. We work with people who are changing and creating disrupting art, disrupting to the space. I'm working with different companies that are creating a lot of changes through the blockchain, and those are the places where women can actually thrive and come up. Because at the end of the day, women are bringing something that men don't have, and the same is the opposite. But a lot of times, again, in the real life, they don't get any opportunity to come to the front. And in Social Lady, we are giving the women the opportunity to actually speak, to have their ideas. I am having special requests from my team for the women. Every week we have a kind of a meeting together. Everyone is brainstorming, bringing their point of views about the clients, about the environment, about whatever is happening in the space. And as well, we established WIN. So WIN is a nonprofit to support women in need through the blockchain. And WIN is 100% nonprofit. It's all the proceeds are going to back to women. And we're working with women through the war zone, and also through going through a daily war, like poverty, sex trafficking, violence. And we are actually building a marketplace where women are actually able to create art and sell it through the marketplace and be able to finance themselves in
I love
places
it. Now,
that
hold on. Let me just go back because I
yes,
want to streamline this. So, if you look
yes.
at what you're doing, you're really kind of just propelling and empowering women here. Because if you look at the statistics, we have 26% of women make up just 26% of Web3 investors. Then you
And
only have 2.3% of women-led startups received only 2.3% of venture capital funding in 2015.
and
And
I have to tell you that in order to change this number, we need to act. And
yes,
everyone with communities, or everyone even without communities, I have big communities, right? I have a lot of followers in different platforms, but a lot of people don't have it. But still, every conversation, every content you create out there, every explanation, every education that you are bringing out to the mass, that's going to bring people on board. That's going to onboard women, more women. That's going to create more awareness and more conversation around women. So I encourage everyone who has communities or don't have communities, it doesn't matter, to try and educate what you know and try to learn and understand how you can actually help women to take that step and simplify things for them and for everyone who wants to come on the space, because it's all about education at the end of the day.
yes, I believe that initiatives to increase female participation are extremely necessary, especially ones that are tailored to local communities of women in technology like yours, or hands-on digital asset classes. Thought leadership workshops and networking opportunities have also proven to be extremely crucial and effective catalysts. Now, let's chat asset ownership because that is the pathway out of poverty, in my opinion, Tal. There are 1.4 billion unbanked people in the world and have no no way to enter the traditional banking system. They can't get a loan, a credit card. They can't buy a car. Selling something on eBay is impossible. So this is taken for granted by most of us here in the developed world. Now, cryptocurrencies and NFTs change this paradigm. Now, these 1.4 billion people immediately have an opportunity to have a wallet, participate in digital marketplaces, to your point, create art, music, games, and get finance to run their business. This is truly revolutionary. We are definitely changing the world here. What elements are currently missing for Web3, the metaverse, and the blockchain to fully evolve, in your opinion?
I think that the main problem and the reason that there is not yet a mass adoption that comes into the space, it's mostly because of the complication of understanding the technical parts. I do think that, we have a lot of wallets, we have a lot of chains. People need to know how to create a smart contract, how to work with a blockchain, how to actually build their NFT, or do all those things. It's not that simple for those who are not heavy on tech. And but I do think that it's just a matter of time that it's going to change. That today we're going to a computer, for example, and we press enter and we have a website pops up. We don't know what's happening behind this enter. We don't know what's happening behind the keyboard. We're just pressing a button and everything happens. And on the blockchain today, you have to be very aware and understand what exactly is that every chain. And there are so many differences. Like there's the Solana, the Ethereum, now the Bitcoin NFTs are popping up. There's so many differences. There's so many changes all the time, constantly. And if you're not aware and you're not following up, you might get scammed, you might get hacked. There's so many things that are scaring people from actually take that move and go into that space. So at the end of the day, the more simple things are going to be with time. And I'm sure there's going to be one wallet where you can actually pay with every cryptocurrency, like we have the Apple Pay today. People will not going to need a wallet anymore. They will not going to need and to understand all those differences between the wallets, the hot, the cold, the chains that out there. And I think that simplicity is going to help very much to onboard people. Also, the fact that we're going to have more and more security systems in the space, because today there are a lot of hacks, a lot of scams, and people are actually afraid to dive into that world just because of that. A lot of people are getting scammed all the time, and that's the top news, right? That's the thing that people are
Yes.
talking about. And
So,
so if we will build, the more security we're going to create that space, and it's going to happen with time because we're just at the beginning of everything. And the more simple it's going to be for people to join this space and not now complicate everything with so many wallets and chains and stuff like that. That's
yes,
going
yes.
to
we
bring them.
definitely we definitely need regulation to come into this industry. I'm going to cut to a commercial break,
Sure.
but yeah, regulation is key. Mass adoption is key. All of this transparency is key. We'll talk a little bit more when we come back, guys. You definitely have to check out Tal Navarro. Head directly to her website. You have to check out everything they're doing at social-lady.com or winweb3.io. You can also follow Tal directly on the gram at Tal Navarro #1. That was our Hello Open Metaverse, brought to you by Animoca Brands. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by Animoca Brands. As a worldwide industry leader in digital entertainment, blockchain, and digital property rights, Animoca Brands plays a key role in the future growth of the open metaverse. During unstable times like these in burgeoning industries similar to blockchain, it's important to realize that blockchain can and will survive and eventually flourish, and industry-leading companies like Animoca Brands will guide the transformation into the future. Animoca Brands will keep building a better and fairer Web3 ecosystem, create impact for better, and bring true digital property rights to all internet users through NFTs and the open metaverse. For more information and to become part of the excitement, go to animocabrands.com. That's animocabrands.com.
Welcome back, my beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Welcoming back to our Hello Open Metaverse segment by Animoca Brands. We're chatting with the amazing Tal Navarro, founder of sociallady.com. Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, good to be here, beautiful.
Okay, so now um, let's chat authenticity, transparency, and regulation. So, while the Web3 pillars of transparency, accessibility, and equality have been applied across many metaverse projects, we just talked about this, the foundation of these projects appear to be disproportionately built by men again. And in the past 5 years, metaverse companies led by men received a higher share of total entrepreneurial funding than metaverse companies led by women. That's 90% versus 10%. So men received $107 billion in funding compared to women, Tal, who received $5 billion in
Oh,
funding.
wow.
Now, the findings are based on the data of 4,200 founders. Now, the metaverse has many different formats to create immersive experiences, whether it be augmented reality, virtual reality, 3D graphics, that's just to name a few. But statistics aside, do you feel that companies have a clear value creation case for joining the metaverse as opposed to just using it because it's cool, different, or new? And if these companies are to onboard into the metaverse, should they truly be looking at the gender bias statistics that I just named if they are going to be creating this inclusive world?
First of all, 100%. There is going to be an amazing upgrade for every company who is going to join the Web3 for so many reasons that we already mentioned, and for so many reasons that we are going to mention right now, which one of them is, transparency, as we said. It's something that you cannot find anywhere else. And there's something that you cannot build on any other platform. When you work with Web3 and when you work with the blockchain, it's where everyone can actually get to know each other. They can see about each other. You have transparency, and you have the data ship owner, the ownership of the data. I'm sorry. And at the end of the day, it is one of the most crucial things that we don't have as of today. So, for example, a lot of companies have turned into Web3, such as Nike and Adidas and Disney and Starbucks, and they're creating a massive opportunity for a lot of people to be able to benefit from what they are offering in a much upscaled way. When you're doing, for example, you can have a membership in Starbucks, just for an example for something that happened. Starbucks enabled people to create a membership with them, collecting points and getting all kind of benefits by being part of their membership club on the Web3, on the blockchain. And what happens here is that right now everything is transparent on the blockchain. People can actually follow up what their friends are doing, what they are doing, how many points they're getting, and they're able to actually scale up and enjoy those benefits in a very new and different way. And this is just one example. There are a lot of examples for companies and brands who have joined the Web3 space. And I do think that it is very important for, when you're asking about exclusivity and gender equality and everything, this is important for every company and every brand on every aspect. So of course it is important on Web3 as well. But I do think that the more we're going to see companies who are coming into the space, the more we're going to see people who are bringing their clients and their fan base and their communities, and this space is going to grow. And that's what happens those days. Even though we know there are a lot of maybe negativity around the Web3 and a lot of conversations about hacking and things like that, at the end of the day, there are so many companies who are joining as we speak to this space. Fox just joined collaboration with MoonPay. There's so many things that happening behind the scenes, and that's going to bring the mass adoption. And I think that when is going to be that's going to create a lot of equality and a lot of inclusivity in the space, because Web3 is enabling to do so.
Well said. It's true. I mean, IKEA, to your point, uses 3D visualization and computer
Exactly.
generated objects, or what we call CGI, to help plan layouts for furniture in your home. And another example, there are fashion brands that are going to show you their fashion in the metaverse, and then you can buy it in the store. So if there's a what we call a clear value creation case for a company to join the metaverse, they should absolutely do so. I mean, you need to have a pretty clear sense of what you're trying to achieve by using this, without a doubt. You can't just say I want to be in the metaverse. But a lot of CFOs will then have to challenge to trying to figure out how much money to allocate to building up metaverse projects, because that's the next phase of where we're going to, if we're going to integrate these brands to be able to interact with consumers, not just in the metaverse, but in actual reality. So it's all going to work hand in glove. I'm very excited about this. Now we have about a minute left. We talked a little bit about Social Lady. Talk to me about WinWeb3.io. So I know that this is a social activism project. You could give every woman and every girl the opportunity to basically finance herself and her family to achieve her dreams and build her future. Everyone can donate. Talk to me about this.
So WinWeb3 was born when my second son was born, and my passion to help as much as I can to other women around the world. And Web3 has opened up this opportunity for me, at least, to build this thing. So WinWeb3 helps in supporting women through the blockchain on Warzone and in daily war, as I said before, like sex trafficking, violence, poverty, women who have no access to bank accounts and no access, like you said, there are so many people with no access to bank accounts. So we are working with charities, and charities are creating art. The women in the charities are creating art. It could be girls or elder women, it could be any age of woman. Creating art, and they're sending it to us, and they're also uploading it on the blockchain, on the marketplace that we have built in WinWeb3, and we are able to sell it for them through the blockchain and bring them back 100% of the money back.
Oh, nice.
And we also have artists, and if there is any artist out there who wants to donate, that's amazing. But we have artists who are donating for the cause and uploading their own NFTs and their own art, and we're selling that as well. Everything goes back to the profits. We also have it's also very important for us to keep a sustainable ecosystem with the artists of Web3, so they are also getting something back behalf the donation that they are bringing into the table. We also have a section for women stories, where women can share their stories. They can bring their voice out, their face. They have an opportunity to be heard, where they maybe for years they haven't been heard. We have a lot of women from Rwanda and Nigeria who are living in such poverty, and they're sharing their stories. We have them on videos, some of them just text, but they're all creating art, and they're sharing it and they're selling it. And it's a one safe place for women to educate themselves. We're building now an educational center. We're building fund for girls to be able to support them at school. We have so many things. We want to build a metaverse for the women. That's a future plans. And we have a lot of things happening. We have the Beverly Hills mayor is my partner in this. He's part of that project. We have the city behind us. I have a lot of big names who are collaborating with us, and I'm not going to name drop here, but super.
Oh, you already name dropped, but we know you're amazing. You got the mayor of Beverly Hills behind you.
Beverly Hills mayor, he's my partner. Is not a name drop. It's a fact.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's a good thing. Our ecosystem is all about being able to help somebody in need. So I'm glad that you're taking all of your power and giving it back into the universe. It's amazing.
And it's important for me to say that when you have a passion and when you believe in something and you want to do it, pursue it, and especially helping others. This space enables us to open our hearts and open our pockets and be equal with everyone. Literally, I am able to help a woman that sits in Nigeria that has been through a terrible life, and I'm able to help her. So we are all going to be able to help other people through the blockchain. So let's just do it and not sit on our and not do anything. It's so important.
I'm ready. Well, we are totally out of time here, but thank you so much for coming on our 100th episode. I'm so glad I got to chat with you and celebrate with you. You are doing amazing things, and I love that we got a chance to feature you and your sociallady.com and winweb3.io. All beautiful stuff.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I am looking forward for seeing you again.
Absolutely. You guys definitely have to check her out. She's incredible. She's beautiful. She's a mother. She's an entrepreneur. She's a friend. Tal Navarro. Definitely check her out. That was our Hello Open Metaverse segment brought to you by Animoca Brands. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. We'll be right back after this.